Oh, that takes a load off of my mind, at least. Got 1 minute before the ads, but hello, YouTube land. Hello, B. Hello, nerd. It's been a while, y'all. You know, typically I start with a sort of bit where I'm like immensely tired and I've got like black rings around my eyes and I'm pretty much just dragging myself through the muck and mire, but no, for once I'm not rested, but definitely happy to see y'all. It has been too long, yes. It has been... Oh dear, when was my last stream? It was... 'Twas May. 'Twas late May. During... No, it was in fact June 6th. It has been a hot minute since I was last on stream, running my own show, doing my own spiel. Alright, the Twitch lurkers are now in view. Welcome in, folks. Welcome in. Sorry about the ads. Thank you very much for being patient. Excuse me while I remember how to interact with people. Even though I've done a lot of it, I've done a substantial amount of it. Being on stream again feels very weird. 53 stream streak, dear God. You're very grateful that I didn't stream too much during Vlympia, huh? All those times would have fucked you over so bad. Especially the 10 PM one. God. I can't believe I pulled 2 double duties. Alexian! Hello! Thank you very much for the subscription. And dear God, you started a hype train on my return. Jeez. Okay, guys. Okay. Calm down. Calm down. Put your wallets away, folks. Put your wallets away. I've only been away for a bit. Only person I can't keep a streak on because he streams late at fucking night. My apologies if that is me. But if that's somebody else, yeah, I feel that. There's a lot of people who stream during the day because they're in the UK or they're in Europe. Like Faithful, for example. I can never catch their streams. Or Skeleban, like I have to... Skeleban, Rico, Captain Faithful, all amazing people, hardworking. Good lord, you're gifted to Puppet Row, an alumni of Funny Bones. Thank you very much, Dahlia. 8 PM. Yeah. Yeah, gotcha. It's a Polterghost! Dahlia Inkheart! Doug! Hello! Thank you for the gift! Thank you for the subscription! Sheesh! Okay! 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 Jeez! Thank you! Good God! Okay, what is that? Alright, so just a tally. 1, 2, 3 from Tony. You don't need to break the detective. The detective is broken into many pieces after a very, very, very gracious moments in the past. Several moments in the past couple of weeks. Okay, I've got a lot of appreciation now. Much obliged. Much obliged. Doug, thank you for the 5 gifted. 2, congratulations to Anna Dilna, fuck yeah. Muzzle Cube, that's a friend of Pitched Ace. Zeta the Cats, Raquelme941, and Quirthan. Congratulations on your gifted subs from Doug. Doug is a fantastic individual. Already bought me a friggin' 2 friggin' season passes for a fighting game I just picked up. Doug, please! Think of the poor doggy! I am not cursing. Honestly, the one thing I will not do against anybody who is being generous towards me is curse them. Because that would be disrespectful and ungrateful. How's Crossworlds? It was fun, actually. I did a substantial amount of it off stream. And it is fun. I already told Senecal, he said... I already told Senecal, brother, if you need another racer, I'm there for it. And right now, I need time to play it, but I've also got a lot of other games that I've just gotten over my break. Like I picked up NBA The Run. I want to play that more, maybe on stream too. 55! Well done, B! Well done. Oh my god, the day it gets to triple digits, will you be finally satisfied, or will you try to continue the fight for 4? Okay, gotcha. 50... Oh, wait, that math doesn't add up to me, Dahlia. That math doesn't add up. 50% off, so I got myself and someone else a copy. Make it worth it. I think B's just been doing it for longer than you, apparently. You must have missed one, like, early on. I think you're just one over. I think you're one over, if I had to guess. We have the same streak, huh? Oh, you know what it is? No, I actually have no idea. I was thinking like maybe you salvaged it by watching a VOD or something, or a clip, I don't know. But, sheesh. Sheesh, y'all. Thank you for the level friggin' 3 hype train on return. Okay, I had a flow about how I wanted to go about this, but y'all were just like, nah, let's toss a wrench into Ricky's ribcage. Hey, Billy. Hi, howdy. They're burying me under gift subs, Billy. Help me, Billy. You're my only hope. You're the only one I know who is also broke all the time like me. Anyway, but before I was assaulted with gift subs, for those who may not know me, well, that's Hype Train number 4, best number in the world. Thank you, Doug, for gifting a sub to Billy Smiles. My appreciated brother in Funny Bones. And a 3-stream streak. Kick ass, Doug. Kick ass. Anyway. For those who don't know the skeleton that stands before you, understandably, we've actually had a couple of subscribers in my absence. So the channel is still growing, which makes me happy. For those who may not know me, I am Ricky T. Bones, detective of the Gehenna Police Department, in fact, the only representative on the Gehenna Police Department, owner and proprietor of Hotel Calaveras, which houses the detectives, which is what I call my dearest fans. Actually, every person who watches me is a fan, I hope. But yeah, and this here is a Bori Bad Guy. I won him in a tournament that happened on Sunday. Don't know if you caught it, but it happened on Cynical's Twitch channel, and I've also won accolades from Vlympia that we'll go into detail over. Because that's what you're all here for, right? You're totally here to listen to me ramble and rave about stuff I was already been a part of, and totally not to assault me with generosity. Right? Right. Yeah, that's exactly what you're here for. But first and foremost, we're here to break you. Aw, that's nice. That's one way to look out for somebody. Yeah. Kudos, big kudos to Spectre for participating in the tournament after pulling an all-night shift. Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Much respect to Spectre for staying up just to participate in a fighting game tournament. And once again, I do apologize for confusing Rady and Spectre. I don't know how it happens, and I hope it doesn't happen again. But it happens. It happens. First and foremost, how y'all doing? Because I have been so dead tired, so exhausted, so socially drained, I haven't really had a chance to check in with any of my streamer buddies. I know, Billy. Hey, look on the bright side. You missed out on going off against Gold Lewis Dickinson. And not only Gold Lewis Dickinson, but somebody who knows how to play him. Terrifying. It was terrifying. I can only wonder how bad the churn was on that fight stick. Hi, Flash. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. And yeah, that's right. That's right. I do want to also say congrats, Dahlia Inkheart, for debuting. Finally, you're off to the races. You're managing your own. And I want to say, I was lurking one stream. I was lurking one stream. And you had 15 viewers during Final Fantasy. The fuck? You're doing great. You had 15 viewers at some point. What the hell, Dahlia? You're going places. Why do you not tell me these things? You did. Yes. Do you never... Do you... Dear God. Okay. Okay, for all intents and purposes, I don't really pay attention to my viewership, personally, because it scares me. Like, it distracts me, thinking about how many people have eyes on me. So I just focus on how many people are in chat. And then, in my emails from Stream Elements, which I'm still sadly have an account with, because I have not transferred over to Slime 2 just yet, I always get an idea of how many viewers I had during the stream. I don't really pay attention to it, but it's nice to know. And then YouTube reports also happen. But yeah, you may have to check your analytics and see how well you're doing, buddy, because people are checking in on you. I'm very proud of you. You're kicking ass. You're doing great. Oh, that's right. I do actually have a live viewer count on my OBS. Okay, yeah. So I do every now and again look at it, but I try not to pay attention to it because it tends to freak me out a little bit. And that's the end of the hype train. One hell of a way to welcome me back, y'all. Just a friggin' level 4 hype train. Oh, look. We all got how Ricky feels right now. I always get confused looking at mine. Very fitting, I know. I know. Well, thank you again so much, everybody. I'll read out the friggin' subs again at the end of this too, just in case I missed anything, which I don't think I did. I looked at horror at everything y'all did to me, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I may sound like I'm suffering, but in reality, I'm just a guy who does not expect any of this. So it's a surprise, and a welcome surprise, each time. Now, with all that being said, once again, I'm glad I could help you come out of your shell, work towards their debut, and now you're having fun. You got people to talk and chat with. I hope you're doing good, and I hope you keep going, because I know there is a statistic out there that says 92% of VTubers quit within their first few weeks. That's right, yeah, I helped that. Yeah, Doug and Beast sniping you with a hype train as soon as you got affiliate. It doesn't help that I spread the word all over town like paint on a wall. The appreciation goes both ways, my friend. But enough of that. Enough about appreciations. I mean, we can do this all day, but okay. Very nice emote you got there. Man. Very nice emote you got there. Maybe I should try subscribing to Dahlia Inkheart. That's Dahlia_Inkheart on twitch.tv/Dahlia_Inkheart to get that amazing emote. You can't stop the sales pitch. You can never stop the sales pitch once it gets rolling. I'll never let go of that corporate voice, and God, it haunts me every single day of my life. So why not torture my friends with it? Anyway, but yes, I know, you're busy as shit. You can't take on more commissions. And if you do, and if you were requested one, I know you're going to say yes because you're that nice. So I'll spare you this time. So I hope everyone's doing great. I have not had time to check in with many of you. I'm lucky to have made time to spend around a couple of people. But God, I needed this week off. I needed this week off for a lot of reasons, y'all. But let's wind it back a bit. Because I want to explain why I needed this week off. As y'all know, and let me go ahead and fix something here real quick. Where is Bori? There you are, Bori. Now you're nice and locked. Let's talk about Vlympia. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, but let's talk about Vlympia. Yes, I agree. Rest is essential. That's why I made this week-long break after Vlympia mandatory. No ifs, ands, or bones. Who is that exceptionally handsome fellow in the form of a plush in that table? I don't know. He just kind of showed up here. I can't get rid of him. He makes me kind of nervous. Like, he's just staring at us. Anyway. This is Bori Bad Guy. And I want to say thank you for granting all the quarterfinalists a lovely consolation prize. I don't know if I deserve it. I made it pretty far. I made it farther than I expected to. As a fool with a controller that didn't want to listen to him. Which I will get into something about that afterwards. But it was a fun time to be a part of your tourney, buddy. Everyone deserves a Bori Bad Guy. Agreed. And by the way, this is also a fantastic product by Dahlia Inkheart. Support now. I'm torturing Dahlia with my sales pitches. Don't worry about it. So Vlympia. Holy shit. Yes, but then yes. We're going to have nothing but compliments back and forth, and should we continue on this path, we will not get anything done except each other's egos, which will be massive, outweigh us and the earth, and send us hurtling into the sun. Nobody wants that yet, so we'll just move on. I need to provide some context about why I'm exhausted after Vlympia before we get into the fun stuff. For those who did not know or did not follow on the community posts, a long ass time ago, I want to say sometime in September or October, Billy Smiles here reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to be a rep for the brand new coalition forming in Vlympia. The unlikely alliance of Clown and Skeleton to form Team Funny Bones. Naturally, I was intrigued. I was happy to be selected and considered. And you know what? I don't regret saying yes, because it was a very much transformative year where I got to be a team manager. Funny Bones. Damn it! That would have been better than Funny Bones in the Zone. Funny Bones breaking bones. Oh damn, we gotta write. You gotta write that down, Billy. You gotta write that down and submit it to approval for approval next year. Thank you for that, Flash. Shit. You know what? It would be even better. You know what? It suits us even more because, like, because poor Boney Eve actually broke a bone before her event when we were the skeletons. Oh no. Oh no. Anyway, Yeah, Boney Eve's doing fine, doing better, healing just fine. Not in the greatest of spaces, but definitely still alive. Moving on from that, so yes. But I need to remind you that I was a team co-manager for Funny Bones. Like, before all the Vlympia stuff started rolling out. My job as a representative wasn't all fun and games. First, we had to test all the games we could, had to make sure they worked. We had to figure out what the games were, and we had weekly meetings every Saturday to confer with everybody else. These meetings would always consist of important stuff that we had to get through. Yeah, no, I was a manager. I was basically a team manager. We had weekly meetings. We would have important discussions. We would have talks about structure. Like, I think they had to redo the structure somewhat this after last year. Like, they had to make a new server and everything. And I was on as a representative, and Confetti, bless her soul, most of the time we were filling in. Myself, Forrest, and Billy were the ears of our beloved boss. Hi, Ricky, how's your vacation? Good, actually. I'll get to that in a bit. But right now we're just recounting Vlympia. My vacation, in a nutshell, for now, very restful. I got nothing done, and that was the whole point, I think. So yeah. Then the closer we got to Vlympia, that's when applications opened up. And who do you think had to go through all those applications? That's right, Team Funny Bones' reps and heads. We had to make sure that everybody was A-okay to join, you know? Like, just look everybody over, make sure that they got what it takes, and that they're active for the most part. Like, there was a couple of people who may not have streamed a long time that might have gotten through, but we had to make sure that everybody was ready and able to fight for Funny Bones. And honestly, we didn't really say no a lot. In fact, I don't think we said no at all. It was just a lot of really good entries for Funny Bones. Exactly, yes. Do personalities match okay kind of thing, yeah. You know, because it's a human melting pot, Vlympia. It is a cesspool of sociability, and we gotta make sure people are chill. I know, we couldn't say no. We really couldn't. When we understood that they were chill, they were in. And if I recall correctly, we didn't really have any problems with the Funny Bones over the course of the year, as far as I know. But now I'm out of Funny Bones, so I won't know after that, which I'll get into why that happened afterwards. But so we have, oh my god, and let me just tell you, I have never looked at so many spreadsheets in my life, because not only did we have to double check all the channels, we also had to fill out documents. I built a roster sheet for numbers and names and pronouns, and Forrest, the spreadsheet god that he is, put together all the back end stuff. And yeah, I was basically playing hiring manager. And then May comes around. And now y'all know, when May came around, I went into guerrilla streaming, right? The reason for that was because we had to organize team practices. We made our selections, we whittled down everybody to what they wanted to do the most. And hydrate sounds like a great idea. Bro, straight yapping and almost forgot to swallow right too. Excuse me. So, I will not take a stretch break just yet. Excuse me a moment. Yeah. had to take a break to cough. Excuse me. So May comes around. We are 1 month away from Vlympia. That is panic practice time. So now myself, Forrest, and Billy are in charge of making sure people show up for game practice. Let me tell you, not everybody shows up, and not everybody gives good reasons, or any reasons whatsoever, so that was frustrating. But when they did show up, we had to be there, we had to plan out exactly what we were doing, and we had to make sure that people got in all the time they could. And honestly, those were some of the best moments. The stuff you guys didn't really get to see unless our people streamed to practices. And I want to tell you right now, for anybody who remembers the DBD event, that is where the retirement home was born. That is where we got the bills together. We did one practice where we decided, oh, you know what? Let's all try out Nurse. Let's try out playing as the Nurse, which, if you don't know, is one of the hardest killers to play. And we said, hey, you know what? We've been using Bill as a bot. We've been using Bill as a bot this entire time. It was like, wait a minute. What if we were all Bill? What if we all embodied the spirit of Bill? What if we all became Bill? And that's how the Bill squad was born. It was just Bill. It was the nurse. We wanted to do the Nurse and the retirement home, but Baron was the killer. And we decided, I think they decided against it after a while, but the Bills became the legend. Yeah, Bill. They became the legend and gold medal takers of Vlympia in the DBD event. And I was so happy. So happy I got to facilitate that nonsense in practice. But it was a lot of good practices. I ended up having to practice a lot more than others because I had a bunch of other factions I was playing for, right? Like I had to practice with wildcards, I had to practice with the Westerners, I had to practice with fish and ships. Early in the morning we did 11 a.m. deadlock, that was fun. And of course, with Team Funny Bones and Cyberspace. Cyberspace was in dire need of people. So I did a lot before. When? Sorry, Bobo. You're getting a little big there. So I gotta watch your diet, brother. I gotta make sure Mama Dahlia ain't overfeeding you, like always. Let's see, is there anything else I want to talk about from practice? No, just a lot of fun. A lot of fun was had during the practices. And there was also mixers beforehand where that was one of the greatest things. When they went right, which Funny Bones did go great, we did Jackbox and we did Fall Guys and Duck Duck Goose. And the mixers helped everybody break the ice in Funny Bones. Like, I'm gonna be real. I want to say, of all the teams' morale, I think, as per usual, the dead humor of the skeletons and the chuckle face of the clowns meshed together so well that we probably had the best team morale out of everybody. I don't know how Wildcard was. I hear from my understanding, Cynical had a wonderful time, but I loved it in Funny Bones. Everybody in Funny Bones was chill. It was great. All the mixers, we really didn't have to worry about anybody. But Orbit Humor is quite entertaining. Exactly. It was a mix of dark and funny, silly and scary, and it was perfect. But then came game time. Captain Faithful, hello! We were talking about you earlier and about how I can never manage to catch your fantastic streams. Oh, and you manage to be awake at ungodly times for yours truly. Thank you, Captain. Yeah, I never get to see your streams because I'm stupid and don't get good enough sleep. Anyway, welcome on in, Captain. Hope you're doing great. Hope you're fully recovered after fish and chips, all the fish and chips efforts. But then we're just talking about Vlympia real quick. More than okay. Time zones are a bitch. Indeed they are. So what was I? Right. Smart. Very smart. Yeah. Especially with the summer heat. I hope you're doing okay in all this crazy heat wave in the EU and UK. For those who don't know, and I've kind of been accidentally keeping tabs on this. I follow a couple of UK and EU streamers, particularly Skeleben, who's in the UK, and the Hoshigami twins, who are Germans, and they have not been able to stream because of the heat wave. Mind you, air cons, air conditioners, AC units, they're not particularly common in those places because they don't normally get this hot. Excuse me. I need to refill my water. Yeah. Howdy, Clanker upstairs. Welcome on in, welcome on in. Okay. Just adjusted myself. Okay. Let me see what I was real quick. Okay. Okay, nothing to worry about yet. Boss Lady had a collab with Aichan? You talking about CAOOIOPE? I did see that, actually. I did see that. Nice, nice. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy. That's like, that is big recognition, especially for Cali. Nature is healing. But back on topic. Let's go through all of Vlympia. Y'all saw most of it. During Vlympia, how I was doing. And honest to God, I wish I had gotten a lot more practice, but I was focused on making sure our teams were A-okay. I made sure that our folks were taken care of, and I wish I had gotten more practice in, but what I did was pretty damn good. Y'all saw if y'all saw the community post, y'all understand. I did 9 frigate events. I scored 6 bronze, 1 4th place, and another 2 silvers. That's pretty good. I did not drop to last. I somehow managed to not drop to last. I think. No, wait, didn't I get a 5th? Yeah, I took a 5th place as well, didn't I? For the Westerners. I have to double check that. But, in a nutshell, like, I did, with all things considered, pretty good. Pretty good for somebody who barely played any of the games he was registered for. But I've got my notes here. Let's see. I am insane for doing all that. Look, it was in our document. We were handed a reps and heads responsibilities, and one of the responsibilities is you got to be available to work for other teams who are missing people. We all agreed on that during the meetings, the weekly meetings. And God, that was brutal. I don't know why I did. I know why I did that. I did it because I had the time. And if you got the time to lean, you got the time to clean. You know what I mean? And I got the time because, your boy ain't got much to do with his time other than work on stuff here, for the reasons I've explained before. But I should have limited myself. I should have, but y'all know me. Y'all know me. I don't half-ass nothing. And I became Mr. Vlympia throughout all of this. For Crab Champions, my prep... Oh, you were... Oh my god. Faithful, no. Hold on. No. You have every right to be salty because we got cheesed. For those who didn't see that match, we broke it down afterwards because I forget who it was. I think it was Sayaka. She broke it down. She broke it down for us. We had, and I got a full picture feeling it out. Drifter. I'll get to that. Actually, I'll get to that. I'll break that down when I get there. But let's go through this sequentially. First, Crab Champions. Really fun during the event. Damn stressed trying to get ready for it. I grinded out every single weapon, every single melee weapon, almost every single perk and ability. Aiden Tucker, how do you do? And managed to wind up with 3rd place. Not bad, especially with Scarnon helping us and Greenhorn Desty Ways doing their best. Honestly, Desty did really good. It is a good game though, yeah. If I weren't burnt out from it from Vlympia, I might heavily consider playing it again on stream. I feel that, Faithful, yeah. DBD was wild. I pulled off some crazy jukes on Nurse. And as much as okay. Do I want to talk about? Nah. I have an Elden Ring question for you. Shoot, I guess. I don't play Elden Ring. Honestly. It's the one Souls game I have not played along with Lies of P. But if you want to ask it, go ahead and ask it. My crab build during our match was so shit, though it was all aura building. I heard about it. You said basically that your weapons were doing nothing and everybody else was doing something by, like, the wave you were currently on. But hell, Funnybones got 2nd, so you definitely pushed hard. CC did their best. CC is proud of that 3rd place, all things considered. All good, Aiden. Yeah, no, I want to play it. All status. Oh, okay. So you were kind of working in there. You were just the support who had to stay alive in order to be useful. It sucks, but it helps. We'll see. We'll see if I play Dissidia again. I don't know, man. Regarding that, I'll get to that, but in a nutshell, it's probably not going to happen anytime soon because I'm going to be under crunch for August, mid-August rebrand, if it works out. So, back to Vlympia. DBD's wild. I pulled off some great jukes against Nurse on her map, but the build team was spectacular. I'm so happy for them. Played up. Play it up. The one event I did stream. Dead of the Cat. Quiet. Welcome. Enjoy that gift sub. Yeah, there's a brand new Dissidia Duellum. It's a mobile-only version right now. There's been murmurs that there was going to be a PC version down the line, but I uninstalled it because I had to make room for Uma Musume. Yeah, so Played Up had a lot of problems with it. We did our best. We wound up with a silver, but only after we had to tangle the mess that it was. In a nutshell, we had ideas in place, and we had one measurement that did not fix itself. And we overlooked something major. And that's on us. We all had a moment of failure. We all got pretty disappointed and depressed about it, but we managed to pull through. And credits to, if I recall correctly, Jelly Ghost, who came up with the solution. It managed to smooth things over with everybody, I hope. It was not the greatest situation. We should not have gotten ourselves into it, but it was oversight from everybody. And I do apologize about not doing my part. Remarkably, no. I've heard that name so many times. I know... Was it Pitched Ace plays it? A little bit? Has played it in the past? But Wizard 101 is something I'm not familiar with at all, no. Oh. What happened? We're just talking about Vlympia. In a nutshell, PlateUp. The whole mess with PlateUp, for those who were not in the event, essentially, we had a miscommunication of the rules. The rule stated basically that we were supposed to push hard, and then if we wanted to, we need to make it to day 15. The whole thing was based around making it to day 15. It was the crux of almost all the rules. Nobody made it to day 15. So if you can't make it to day 15, you need to push as far as you can and then sit on it. And then nobody sat on it. Nobody understood that. They all operated, including myself, under the impression that we would be graded based on how far we got our best attempt. And that was because of a misinterpretation of the rules. And so we tried to backpedal on it, we, the organization, and play it that way. But it just felt half-baked, like a half-baked solution. Yeah, no, it was surprisingly hard. And the biggest fault was, like I said, on us for not testing. All of us, not just one person. Like, it was on all of us as a team for not catching that and letting it slip through the cracks. And so, like I said, we had a meeting about it, a lengthy meeting about it, and we had to ensure that we came up with a proper solution. And once again, like I said, Jelly came through, brought up a great idea, and thankfully, it went over well. After that, we continued forward. Carters 2. Hella tiring. Hella tiring. I was a bit involved in that one. I came up with the mod list for everybody to play with. God, I loved and hated putting together that mod list. Loved because I got to ensure that Duke went mambo on a goddamn Hans with wheels attached to its legs. And did not like it because, oh my god, you have no idea how many models are out there that don't have any voice lines and don't mention it anywhere. Like, that, curating that mod list was so tiring, but I'm happy I got to facilitate a goofy event. We did have a list of tracks we wanted to get through, but unfortunately, we had some delays on racers. Rika, if I recall correctly, was driving home during the preamble, and then we ran into server issues mid-event, so that racing list got cut down substantially. I have my thoughts on how it could have been done better, but it's in the past. There's not really much to say there. It was fun, though. In Group 2, It was literally 3 skeletons and Rika. And that was so funny. It was 3 skeletons and Rika. Was it 4 skeletons? No, 3 skeletons. Yeah, because it was Blorpst, myself, Baron, Rika. Was there supposed to be a... No, there wasn't a 5th because Captain Clone. Captain Clone was the sole fighter for Fish and Chips and pulled away easily as a veteran CTR player for first place. So fucking good. So fucking good. Yeah, I hope they didn't break the service either. Okay, Queen. Hello. Long time no see. Thanks for stopping by. How you doing? Yeah, same here. Same here. Blorps and Baron and I were like crazy. You put up a fight. I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did, Billy. I wish I had gotten to see it. But God, it was so fun. It was so fun. Rika was such a sweet little thing. Okay, I should clarify. Maybe not sweet little thing, more like lovable little gremlin. I'll get into that. The Amtruck comms were wild, y'all. The Amtruck comms were wild. Been dealing with the worst writer's block in years. Well, I can't offer a solution because I deal with writer's block all the time, but what helps me is immersing myself in inspiration. If I want to write something in particular, and this has helped me with several projects. I'll tangent on this real quick. And this is something I need to do for music projects now. I find what I like and what feels like would be in what I'm making. Like, just, especially in art, find reference. Art, there is nothing original under sun. You should not steal, but you should borrow ideas and make them your own. I need to do that more with music, and I've been kicking myself for not listening to more music. Exactly, yes. This is something I've told Dahlia many a times, and this is something Dahlia has told me a couple of times. But anyway. Carter's 2 was great. Deadlock was hell. But in a good way. In a kind of fun way. In a sweaty way. And I want to apologize again. I want to apologize again to Cynical. I hope one day you'll forgive me for stealing her. Stealing Silver away from you for one match. For anybody who doesn't know, in Deadlock, you can counterpick people by locking down a character before they can select it. And we had character drafts before matches. And I had trained a little bit on Silver because I knew from what I was hearing that Cynical was playing Silver. And I, like, the heel turn, like, going full heel turn, I decided I wanted to piss off the monkey. And he took that rage. He took that rage and used it against me and against the Westerners to claim a fucking gold. I won't take credit for any of that, but I will apologize for sliding you like that. It did not do us any good. You fucking punched me in the face with, what was it? Shit. Oh, God. Blue guy who punches everybody in the face. I forgot his name. But yeah. It's Billy's beloved. So, yeah, it did not do me any good. It fueled Tentacle's fiery passion. Abrams, that's it. Fucking amazing Abrams play. And, I realistically... Okay, realistically, I should have stayed with 7 because he felt the best in my hands. I really should have stayed with 7, but on our elimination round, there was no hope in hell. Oh, all good, Billy. Take your time. Enjoy your lurking if you must. And we ran into a counterplay of counterplays. So, we had a Dynamo healer. That was me. Dynamo requires everybody to group up to stay alive. Blorps brought out Lash, and another person brought Drifter. Drifter blinded us with an ult. Lash jumps into the air, and we can't see shit. Then comes down, smashes, and refreshes. Again. To go literally pull a Winter Soldier on us. And melts us. Melts us, and then everybody else uses their abilities on the tower. That's it. That's game. Three wins in a row, just like that. It sucked. It sucked to be on the receiving end of that. But everybody agreed we got cheesed. And cheese is great on pizza. Everybody loves cheese when you're eating it. Except when you're eating it. So yeah, it was fine. It was sweaty. Did we like the outcome? I mean, we didn't care. It was a game. It was a game. It was salty. There was salt definitely afterwards, but that's... We just had to lick our wounds. We took 3rd place, at the very least. Like, I think we felt like we were a ragtag group by the end of it. And we patted ourselves on the back for making it as far as we did. Like I said, it's another bronze I'm very proud of. And by the way, DBD would have been a silver. But unfortunately, Blorpst sadly... Yeah, no, Lash was terrible. Blorpst... Duke told me. I'll get back to DBD in a second. Duke told me he loves playing with Blorpst, but he has seen when Blorpst like turns it on, when Blorpst locks the fuck in, Blorpst is terrifying. We all saw that during Dead by Daylight, and we all went, and he's witnessed it several times in the past. Zane! Howdy, contestant. How you doing, Zane? Long time no see on this side of things. Just talking about Vlympia real quick, and then we'll get on to the usual yaps and haps. But, Blorps, we almost had a silver for the Westerners in Dead by Daylight, but unfortunately the filter system screwed over Blorpst, and the tale is told. That's why we landed in 3rd. So we lost an entire round because we made a technical error. So we got ads in about 5 minutes, 0 snoozes on the board, so I'll finish off House Flipper 2, and then we'll just yap about something inconsequential. YouTube audience won't be dealing with the ads, but Twitch audience, somehow anybody who isn't... Oh, Cabin Fable's not going to be able to see us. Oh. Twitch folks who aren't subscribed will be blocked from ads for about 3 minutes, so we'll just talk about something inconsequential. Oh, man. But House Flipper 2, just to touch on that really quick. You listening? Okay. House Flipper 2. I don't feel like I dedicated any brain power to that. I don't feel like any of that was my doing. I definitely helped out with the exterior. Getting paid for those ads? Ah, pennies, man, pennies. Twitch, you gotta have a lot of people's eyes on the ads in order to make a decent amount. I think I maybe like make a couple dimes at best. But hey, it's just part of the rigmarole over here on Twitch. But House Flipper 2, it was all Duke and Callie. I'm gonna be real. Duke and Sheriff Callie, they had a vision. And they were having fun. And I just said, because I was technically team captain, like, okay, y'all have your ideas. I can see y'all are munching at the bone. And they had just bought the game to play for their team that day, by the way. They just bought the game to play House Flipper 2 for the Westerners. And I said, you know what? There is nothing I can do. Learn the game, enjoy the game. We have cleaned it in only about 10 minutes. So just start looking around. And Callie actually had interior design experience. Callie actually knew terms that I had no idea about. Yeah, crab and golf. Yeah, I bought crab. Oh god, which ones did I buy? I bought a lot of them for Vlympia, but Carter's 2 played up crab, Not Dead by Daylight, and a couple of others I might be missing. But House Flipper 2, I think my biggest contribution was the living room to some extent. Callie took over for me on that. I did all the exterior, and then everything else was just Duke and Callie. And then the bullshit story we came up with was mostly theirs and ours and my idea. We ranked 4th or 5th, I forget. 5th, I think. And looking at all the other submissions, I can definitely see why. DIY was the prompt, and I had no idea what I was doing. Like, I think even when they explained it, I was so lost. Like, I was in my head thinking, what do you mean DIY? Like, do it yourself? Make it look homemade? Like, that was my intention. I thought it was like, make everything look like you made it yourself. But no, it was about, the main idea was have a house that looks like a workshop. I mean, that's what's on the table. That's a keyboard. But yeah. House Flipper 2. That, yeah. I think it was just circumstance and me having a poor understanding of the prompt. Exactly, Faithful. That's what threw me off, was like, what do you mean DIY? We're doing this all ourselves. No comprende, senor. Like, I would have understood artist or musician or whatever the other ones were, but DIY threw me like a fucking command grab. We'll keep talking about Vlympia after these messages on the Twitch side of things, so don't go anywhere, folks. Right now, we're just gonna jibber jabber about everything else I've got here. Oh, music keyboard. Actually, I do have a musical keyboard. 2 of them, actually. One of them's a kind of cheapo Yamaha that you can actually set up with a stand, and it's got like no weighted keys. But it's kind of like one of those ones you find in a music store that's like about $80 pre-owned. And it doesn't really, like, respond to how you play. It more or less just makes sounds whenever you press a key. There is a sustain pedal you can implement in there too, but I got it a while ago to try and learn how to play piano. But the other keyboard I have is a MIDI keyboard for performing during recording sessions on Ableton. I can actually translate key presses into expressions through, say, a saxophone, or in my intro music through my trumpet. Alrighty, good luck with dinner, don't burn it, and enjoy your lurkin, Senecal. Thank you very much for stopping by. But yeah. Which, speaking of, I am going to be actively working on new BGM for it soon. And I feel like I should just experiment a little bit, because I did something, I did a small little thing, a small little musical gift for friends. and it actually went well. I actually picked out a key. Faves! Welcome on in, buddy. Long time no see. Grand emotes, by the way. Coolioso. I checked on your channel recently. You've actually been fleshing out your world quite a lot, honestly. Like, you're really becoming your own as a VTuber, homie. What is up, King? Oh, we're just chilling. We're chilling like villains, amigo. I just did that yesterday. Holy shit. Holy shit. Nice. Very, very, very nice. B, thank you for subscribing. 6 months. Thank you so much. Good God, that's half a year. That's half a year! What the hell? Okay. Okay, that's half a year you've been subscribed. Amazing. Phew, okay. Just gotta check some Discord nonsense. Okay. Very nice emotes. Hello, Ryan. Long time no see. Welcome to the stream. Been streaming on Twitch again for half a year now. Wow. Only half a year? I can't, like, now that I've been doing this for a while, I can't imagine not multi-streaming. I really can't. Like, legit. Oh, we're back from ads. Excellent. Alright, so, back on the Vlympia Yap Fest. We're almost done, folks. So, if you've already seen all this stuff, don't worry, it's about to end. Because we're gonna go into Fall Guys. Yeah, no, exactly, yeah. I still feel so green. I still feel so green when it comes to Twitch streaming. And there's gonna be some aspects that I'll never use in regards to Twitch, like interactability and all that, but... Fall Guys was not a great experience either. It came under the same problems as PlateUp, where the testing we did was not grandiose. It was not good enough. Oh, you don't know anything about Vlympia? Okay, well, just to bring y'all up to speed, in case nobody knows what Vlympia is, Vlympia is a 2-week multi-game event featuring 5 or 6 factions from across the world. Adios, Aiden. Just got done watching you guys' latest tournament. Oh, the GDS tournament held by Cynical. Yeah. That went as well as it could. Honestly, that was actually really fun. Anyway, so Vlympia, for those who don't know, 2 weeks of games. Everybody scoring points for your faction. I was faction Funny Bones and helping out with the other factions. And it was a lot of work. Very fun. Look it up, twitch.tv/Vlympia or Vlympia on YouTube. VLYMPIA. Fantastic stuff, fantastic individuals, a lot of hard work and a lot of effort and a lot of amazing VTubers coming together to play games with each other. Anyway, so Fall Guys was also not great because the organizer and us did not test it enough. The games were not selected ahead of time. Yeah, as a representative on Vlympia, I was allowed to be traded to other teams. Last year, when we did Vlympia, everybody could join other teams if they needed players. This year around, it was just the reps and heads, and so I ended up having to play for a lot of different teams. Oh yeah, EGS, yeah. No. EGS is never a fun subject for me. But they did not have enough people to test beforehand, like all the games they saw. And so they just winged it. They tried any game that was in the playlist that had the minimum we needed. And that was its own debacle, because there was only one playlist, and it was not a good one, that could do a maximum of 32 players. And then the rest of them were like 28, if I recall correctly. Because we had not known that Epic slashed the player count on playlists when they moved it to Switch. So that was problem number one. Problem number two, none of the playlists have been tested. None of the game modes have been tested. And so we wound up in a joke mode. A joke mode called Lily Pad Loop. Guess what happened there? That's right. There was no victor declared by the game. And because it looped at 2 players, yeah, it was just a whole lot of time wasting, and it looped at 2 players, and the organizer and players tried to call it at whoever won the last duel, and they had to retcon it. They had to retcon that decision. All in all, like, it was just disorganized. It just wound up very disorganized, sadly. But we somehow came out on top. I don't remember what Funny Bones took. I think there was another bronze medal for me and Cyberspace. And so, yeah, it was... Yeah, me too. Me too. Fall Guys is a good game. It's a skeleton game on top of that. It's just owned by some shitheads. Like a lot of games these days. But that did not go over well. We had another extensive meeting about it, and we moved on. And the last couple events, golf, I got to have my hands in that. I got to ensure that everything ran smoothly, and I was so happy about it, because I was mildly disappointed about how all the other events went. It was it was fun watching you guys go at it, man. It was fun, so much fun watching this unfold. Like, it was tense. Legitimately, I told this to Forrest during the event. Like, we were supposed to be like, and Captain Faithful makes the shot. Ooh, off by a couple of inches. And here comes Baron right along down the greenway. Oof, right into the water. None of that happened. We were so hyped at everybody's golf playing capabilities that we were just straight up NBA announcer. As if it would be like that. I know. We were even supposed to have we even had polo shirts. Thank you, Forrest, for drawing that amazing PNG of me. And have Arnold Palmer's in front of ourselves. Yeah, no, we could not contain our excitement. It was so cool. And the end results were great. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Everybody. Yeah. The immediate improvement from y'all was cool. It was amazing. But God, those pace notes that, was it Desti made? Or was it Jelly? I forget. But it was somebody in cyberspace made pace notes on each of the holes, and everybody studied them and consistently got amazing shot after amazing shot. Congrats to the scouting team on cyberspace. Well done. Then right after that was VTuber Game of Life. I got to play test that one. And God, I wish it would have been recorded, because it was so cursed. It was so cursed. I'll just nutshell that. When we played it, it was myself, Sheriff of Space, Waco, and Billy. I ended up as a variety streamer. VTuber Game of Life, by the way, is what it was called. And it was a Game of Life remixed into VTuber theme. And it was great. It was funny. It was fantastic. It was RP ready. and God, did we all run with it. You can watch back the VOD on the Vlympia channel to see what happened to Confetti, Jelly, Forest, and what was it? Who was the fourth on that? It was Forest, Confetti. Oh, and Duke. It was Jelly and Duke playing under Sheriff's rules. And God, that was an event. I'm never gonna look at tomatoes the same way ever again. But in our game, it was myself as a variety streamer. I got first, landing a jackpot on the final spin of the wheels for life from life cards. Then there was Billy, who I forget what Billy was. And then poor Waco. Poor Waco rolled League streamer. Waco hates League with a passion. And Sheriff won out with a girlfriend experience. I think it was, yeah, girlfriend experience streamer. So we just had fun. We figured out a lot of stuff with it. My God. At some point, Waco wound up, I think it was like, found cheating in a tournament, and so we were all like, wow, Waco, how could you cheat at Worlds, man? It's the biggest show in the world. How could you do that, man? It might have been a cancel, doc. I don't remember. But anyway, Amtruck. Holy shit. I cannot believe how well I did in Amtruck. I wound up subbing in at the last minute for Cyberspace. Oh yeah, and I also got married during the game of life. Anyway, moving on. Long story short, in the streamed game between Jelly, Duke, Confetti, and Forest, one of the things you can roll is, if I recall correctly, getting married away from stream. And what was it? Between the Tomato and Forrest, the drama tuber, they got married behind the scenes, quote unquote. And then Jelly was like, okay, well, my mod abandoned me to marry another player, so any takers? I stupidly responded in chat with and Jelly was like, all right, Ricky, you said something first, you're now my husband, good job. And that persisted. I now have a VTuber game of life. And I hope Jelly never comes around and says that again. I hope I never have to deal with that again. It was so silly. It was so silly. But I loved leading into it for the bit. Because, like, Jelly was like, I mean, I got plenty of money, and I was like, okay, you know what? This might not be that terrible. I see the benefits of this situation. Hold on, I'm seeing it from different angles now. And then it happens again. I know. It's gonna be silly. Hey, weddings are expensive these days. Well played, Faithful. Well played. Yeah. Anyway, truck somehow went off without a hitch, but we managed to get everybody through. We ended up losing one player, and that's where I had to intervene and play for Cyberspace. And my performance, I deadass made sure that I did not roll my truck once. I played it safe. I let everybody else make their mistake. Of course, they did. Oh my God, there were so many amazing car wrecks in that event. And I played that without my hammer, without my pedal to the metal. Yeah, Slow and Steady did win the race. I even braked in like a 4-wide race. What was it? 4 wide, 5 wide, 5 trailers, neck to neck to neck is terrifying. So I hit the brakes and stayed behind everybody. And sure enough, I ended up having the best times for the second half. Almost. I did have a technical foul. Because I did have a technical failure because I DC'd during one of the races. So I did end up behind Sophia. I almost had some crazy stuff. Pro gamer in VTubers Live. We kept... Yeah, that's right! We had the League player and the Valorant player. Oh, I fucking love Heat Street 2. It's the closest it ever gets to Heat. It is so good. The music there is badass too. Oh god, I can't wait for that Payday 2 collab. Payday 2 collab coming soon, by the way. Anyway, so yeah, god, that test was so good. M-Truck was great. I did great. I'm proud of how I did. And then my final event, Uma Musume Pretty Derby. I trained my best. I did my best. I had 2 fucking S ranks and an A+, which is crazy for me to think about. And god, I learned so much about Umas that I never want to use ever again, but I might. I might do another Uma stream. Not for breeding, but for... I know, Faithful. I'm so sad how Fish and Chips wound up. But it's a rough game, Faithful. Like, if you start late, if you were like starting this year or like 6 months ago, it's rough because a lot. Okay. Alrighty, see you hopefully when you get back, Ryan. We'll be going probably a little bit longer because I do got a lot of shit I want to yap about. Good God. It's been a while since I just talked directly to y'all. 2 secret relationships at once, they both went well, that's right. No, it was just like, okay, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm amazed Funny Bones did as well as we did. Yeah, Goldwalker was heaven sent. Big ups to Goldwalker for making sure we had at least one great race. The rest of us were struggling hardcore because like, Uma Global's been out for 2 years now, I think. And that is exactly when Duke, Lumina, and what is it? Iste started playing. So we had veteran Uma players to go up against. And I'm surprised my girls did as good as they did. I'm surprised even Sakura Bakshino, my S-rank Sakura Bakshino, outdid Duke's Umas. Because Duke plays religiously. Duke played to the point where he has UG. That's one of the highest, if not the ultimate, rank in Uma Musume of a horse to have. And God, I learned so much about Uma, and it's why I'm probably not going to play it as much or at all anymore, because to get good at Uma Musume, like every other gacha, it requires time. Time, dedication, and a whole lot of hours I need to spend on creative projects. It's the same reason why I'm not sure if I'll go back to Dissidia. Like, it's a good game. I admit, I've run into a bunch of really sweaty players, but I've got a lot of shit to do, and a lot of what my ambition requires takes time. That's something I don't have a lot of these days. I like play the games mostly based on vibes. If it gets stupidly good, you have to be a numbers person. Yes, you do. Absolutely. I am a numbers person when it comes to min-maxing. But it's so crazy. Yeah, I feel that. I think Uma is a good game. At its core, it's probably one of the better gotchas out there. Yeah, so Billy, Dissidia basically rewards you for playing in games and then locks you at 6 free pools. The pools aren't always great. Does Dissidia still have the weird crossovers? Nope. This is Dissidia Duellum. It is set in modern, like, Japan, and it features characters from every single Final Fantasy. Whoa! Wolfie! Holy shit, thank you very much for the raid! Good day! Good day, friends of the detective! Folks, if you don't know Night Wolfie, if you don't know Wolfie, oh, thank you for the biddies! Good God! Good God! God damn it! You! How dare you give me 6 and 7 bits? I looked over at my, initially I was like, oh my God, pennies from the detective. And then I look over at my notifications and I see 6 followed by 7. You're a treasure. You're a treasure. You're a treasure. Absolute treasure. But welcome on in, Wolfie, and welcome on in, folks from Wolfie's gang. For those who may not know me, I'm Detective Ricky T. Bones. Singer sometimes, musician sometimes, gamer a lot of the time. And we're talking about my time in Vlympia at the moment. Just having a chill chat after being away for about 3 weeks or so of not streaming. Yeah, about 3 weeks since I last streamed. So welcome on in, folks. If you do need to raid and run, however, I do understand. It's okay. If skeletons are your thing, I'm not offended. Honestly, I kind of understand. But if you do want to stick around and listen to the Bone Man yap, you're more than welcome to. Thank you again, Wolfie, for bringing your crew in. Hope you had a wonderful stream, and you should probably go pass out now. Not gonna lie, you do need to take care of yourself. But thank you very much, Wolfie, for the raid. And of course, folks, do check out Night Wolfie VT. Wonderful individual and friend of the channel, Cynical. Alrighty. Sleep well, Wolfie. Have a good night, and thanks again for the raid. I appreciate you. Yeah. Uma was rough. I'm amazed my girls did as good as they did against Duke, because I was up against Duke directly. And our team pulled away with 3rd. And that put the nail in the coffin for a potential first tie 2 ways. And we wound up overall 2nd place to the Westerners. A silver overall after being 4th and 5th in last year's event. That's A-okay with me, man. That is A-okay with me. I'm amazed. Like I said, Funny Bones, we had the best morale. Honestly, we may have had some of the best players because our skeletons were cracked as hell. Our clowns were funny and fearless. I'm so happy for our team. And congrats to all the other teams. Like, everybody was chill. Everybody had some fun trash talk here and there. I want to say, aside from like Deadlock, maybe a couple of other events, there really wasn't much salt to be said. It was a good vibe kind of Vlympia. And I can only hope I helped facilitate that. And then, right after Uma, comes the closing ceremony. And, well, there was a whole bunch of feelings. because MVPs and got awarded. And awards. I got a bunch of silly awards. Yeah, I know. I've definitely strengthened ties with a lot of skeletons and clowns in the community I'm in now. Definitely with you too, Faithful. Hopefully one day I'll be able to reach out again for another collab of some kind. You are a treat to be around. You and all the other skeletons. I know. That festering brainworm is still there. It will always be down to play Overwatch 2. Sorry, Overwatch. What the fuck ever, Blizzard. Call your baby what you like. It's still the second generation of what I remember. If it was Overwatch, I would be eating Cheetos, sitting in my pajamas, and playing with people with a headset microphone. But it's Overwatch 2. Anyway. So... what was I gonna say? To watch. Anyway. And, I guess I should go ahead and grab something real quick. So, we had a bunch of great MVPs. A bunch of great special awards. I got, Infinite Driftworks award for drifting the most. I mean, in the Carters 2, and a couple of other ones, I think. But this one... I mean... this one means a shit ton to me. If I can find it in time. Let's see, would it be in this one? Yes, it would. This was a crazy moment for me. I don't know how to feel about this one. Like, it... For clarification, I'm grateful, obviously. I've never earned MVP in my life. All around MVP, for that matter. Like, that's a fucking high honor. Because I've never been athletic. I've never locked in to practice a game over and over and over again. But everybody elected me by participant votes. 11 votes. Apparently almost every forum had put me in as this. And I just I watched a podcast today, and it was Undertaker interviewing Rey Mysterio, and he said it best. Because Rey Mysterio is one of the names you think of when you think of luchador. Thank you, Captain Faithful. Thank you. When you're doing it, when you're absolutely fighting your damnedest, day after day, week after week, to make sure shit doesn't go sideways. You don't really think about all the crazy shit you're doing and how it affects everything around you until somebody brings it up. And I thought I was just doing my job. I thought I was doing what was asked of me. Wonton! Oh, come on in. Thank you for the 3 streak. But I don't know how to process it. I guess I guess I just take it as I'm grateful, obviously. I'm grateful. But I take it as affirmation that what I did was even greater, even more important, that I treated it with the right amount of respect it deserved, and I was recognized for it. And, you know, that means a lot. As somebody who has had to let go of employment opportunities that disrespected my commitment. You know. Like, I left Vlympia because I was too tired to do it again a second time. But in the past, I've had to leave jobs that wouldn't value me enough to listen to me. You know, like, I left a department store job because they wanted to work me even harder than I was and put me into places I wouldn't work out well. I left my suit salesman job because they wouldn't listen to me when I had concerns. And this one, yes, fuck that job. Fuck both of those jobs. And this was the first time I had ever been so, like, unilaterally, undeniably appreciated for hard work and efforts and dedication. And I was being recognized for, you know, all the crazy shit I was doing. Outlaw. You crazy son of a gun. Thank you very much for subscribing. 3 months. 3 months. You barely know me and you've been this so nice. Good grief. How you doing, Outlaw? It's been a while, I know. Hope you're doing okay. Hope you're hanging in there as best you can. But honestly, I was too tired to really comprehend the gravity of this, and I think I still am. But all the blood, sweat, tears, emotions, thank you for the biddies. Jeez. Yeah. It really made me feel appreciated to receive this by vote. By vote. Importantly, by vote. Wasn't awarded by anyone I knew. It wasn't awarded by a single person. It wasn't voted on. It wasn't voted on by the higher ups. This wasn't an Employee of the Month award. This was everybody in Vlympia reaching out and saying, hey, you had a positive impact on me. And that is seriously my goal as an entertainer, is just to have a very, very positive impact as best as I can on everybody I interact with. Okay. Mushy stuff aside. Mushy stuff aside. Shortly after that day, and before that actually, I did notify everybody I was going to be leaving. I really could not be Mr. Vlympia twice in a row. That was my first and Probably only time I'll be doing that for Vlympia, because, like I said at the beginning, it was draining. It was seriously on my mind, in the back of my brain, 24/7, because I cared. I care a lot when I join an organization like that. I care a deep amount about the business, you know. As the wrestlers tell you in the bit, as the wrestlers would tell you themselves, I give a shit. I give a big shit about a lot of shit. And when I got a lot of people rely on me to be on my A game, I'll lose sleep over it. I'll stay up. I'll pull double duty on events. I'll do my best to be there for practice. I won't miss a day. It will consume me. And that is why I have to step away, refocus on what's gonna benefit me in the long run. It's also a great party when needed, of course, for the squad. Yes, absolutely. And that's definitely one of the other things I need to focus on. I need to get ready for that potential opportunity to be in GDQ for the Dia de los Muertos. I get to represent mi cultura if we are given the opportunity, and my TMNT obsession at the same time if we get in. But in the meantime, I will be happy to put up some more times with the gang. Yeah, Hispanic Heritage Month. Yeah, sorry. You're a Dia de los Muertos skeleton, and that was part of the pitch you told to me. Yeah, that's right. By then, I will be a little bit different, but I'll still be Death. I'll still be Death adjacent. And I'll still be Hispanic, obviously. I can't exactly peel off this lovely tan I've got going on. Yeah. Yeah. But goodness, I almost got misty there. That concludes the wrap up on Vlympia 2026. Will I participate again next year? It's a maybe. That's a maybe. That's going to depend on a lot of things. But it was a good time. It was a good time. But now that that's all over and done with, we can just yap normally. Because, boy howdy boys, I ain't talked on stream in a hot minute, and there's been so much shit going on. Like, the Guilty Gear Strive tournament. Holy shit, that was fun. That was fun to watch. That was fun to commentate. That was fun to be a part of. And I didn't have to worry about shit. That was the first event where I didn't have to worry about shit. Because it was organized by the one, the only, Cynical Boris Borrington. And my only concern was my thumb. Like, God, that bastard betrayed me so hard during the tournament. I am so mad at how many inputs I dropped that I am going to start religiously playing on Fighting Stick from here on out, because I tried those same inputs off stream and they work just fine in a Fight Stick. I'd love to learn how to commentate one day, but I imagine it's a lot harder than it looks. In a way, yes. So I'll go into that a little bit. Why not? Because now we're in free chat mode. We're not on topics. So when it comes to commentary, my strategy, I have a strategy with it, actually. My strategy is you, the viewer, are in the other room listening on your TV or on your phone, and you are just trying to lurk in. No, 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 no. You need to know what's going on screen. Even if you see it on screen, you're not going to be able to understand it if it's happening too fast. So I'm here to break it down to you, and I'm here to tell you why this is exciting. What is going through everybody's heads? What is happening on screen? Like, it's a Killer Instinct sound design philosophy. If you don't know what's going on screen, what's going on screen, while you're in the other room, the sound designers did not do their job. And do their job they did. You can tell when a super hits, who's super, and what character did it. But for me, if I had to say, yeah, oh god, I will start recruiting actively for Killer Instinct soon, don't you worry. My plan, I have some people I might be able to rope into it soon, one day, if I'm not, let me rephrase that, after the rebrand, because I'm going to be buried under rebrand shit. But Faithful, if you ever want to commentate one day, the 3 things you have to do are learn how to explain what's happening on screen, learn how to breathe quickly during commentary. I don't know how I do it, but I managed to hold a conversation with myself. And the big deal is you need to be descriptive about what's going on screen, and you need to understand what's going on screen. And you also need to know how to not step on your co-commentator's toes, which I need to work on doing that. But play-by-play commentary is an actual learned skill. You can even practice just by looking at replays of VODs or games or matches. And you just want to be a fan alongside the fans. Like, obviously, you can't get swept up into it. Poor Senecal was so amazed at all the shit he was seeing on screen that he was just like a kid at a fucking football game, like screaming and giddy and so giddy. I'm so happy he got to be awestruck. Yeah, exactly. It's that's how you know it's fucking good ass Guilty Gear. That's how you know it's good ass Guilty Gear. Yeah. But you have to be definitely in the hype. And then the technical side of things, you have to understand what you're looking at. For me, I do not know enough about Guilty Gear Strive, but I was analyzing all the characters as I was seeing them on screen. Like Anji Mito, know nothing about him. But I could see where the parries were coming in, and I made that observation to anybody who has never seen this game before. And then you get, so for me, commentary is 3 things. It is play-by-play. You need to say what's going on screen, and you need to explain it. Hype. You need to be in the energy as much as you can, and you need to give them a reason to look at the screen. Like, that is my biggest inspiration for that particular one is WWE commentators. WWE commentators are not commentators. They are liars. They are helping the wrestler in the ring sell their performance. Like, "Ah, God, he's broken him in half!" That doesn't happen. If he broke him in half, there would be blood all over the arena. No. He is exaggerating what's going on in the ring. He is selling you what is going on in the ring. That is exactly what a WWE commentator is. Yeah, really niche and weird commentators, yeah. And that's the 3rd thing. Get weird. Get weird with it. Get creative with it. Get some attitude in there. Like, if you want to look up somebody who's so creative about his commentary, look up the commentary for NBA Street Volume 2. Bobito, my guy, my goat. was flowing. He's a street prophet, what you would call a street prophet when it comes to basketball commentary. And you just come up with the most insane bullshit to describe what is going on screen, and people will understand it. Like, describing a missed dunk, as, oh, that was like the pizza without the crust, man! Forklift competitions, hearing the commentators, oh my god. Yeah. Forklift competitions, damn, that's a crazy one. I know, yeah, I know, you're real big into WWE, Zane. I see you playing it all the time. But yeah, you gotta sell it to the people that they should be looking. You gotta sell it to the people that you should be looking. And that is my big thing, is describe what's going on screen, describe why they should be excited about what's going on screen, and understand what's going on screen. And just be in the moment. Be hype along with the crowd. Oh yeah, no, there's some crazy competitions out there. I saw a log sawing competition in my recommendeds once. I saw disassembly competitions. There was competitions for all sorts of dumb shit out there. And I hope those people are compensated well. I really do hope those people are compensated well. Yes, that's right. We were seeing Excel sheet competitions are a thing in the Vlympia Discord. Oh my god, yeah. But yeah, no, people get hype for the greatest shit, and commentators are there to sell it to them. So, yeah. I guess it's 4 things then. Be knowledgeable about what you're looking at on screen, which is something I need to work on. Be hype along with the audience about what you're seeing on screen, because if you're bored looking at it, then you're an NFL commentator. I'm sorry, I gotta say it. I gotta say it like that. You are an NFL commentator if you're bored watching what you're looking at. Those guys, the second it gets to the last quarter, make the nail move, don't be the one to knock it flush. Ooh, now that's high stakes. You gotta be interested, you gotta be feeling it from the crowd, you gotta have attitude, you gotta have understanding of what's going on in front of you, and just be in it. Be in it and be ready to explain what's going on screen. There is such thing as too much information, but you just got to explain what's going on. And a big one you want to look at is, and the ones I respect the most, are FGC commentators, because they understand all the characters down to the frame data. They know the game like the back of their hand. Like Tekken 8 this year. Tekken 8 commentary was so fucking good. The audience was so into it. It was some good ass Tekken, man. It was some good ass Tekken. And I got to watch it live a couple days ago. Oh. So good. So good. I loved Evo. It was beautiful. Yeah, me and Billy were trading DMs throughout the latter half of it, going like, oh, holy shit, holy shit. Oh, fucking nerdy ass shit. I loved it. I loved it. Oh, I gotta rewatch that top 8. I gotta rewatch that top 8 sometime, if I ever have the time. Oh, speaking of hype shit, man, Skitari. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. It's time for the nerd out. It's time for the nerd corner, everybody. Let me tell you about my unadulterated love for the wonderful, the amazing, the horribly screwed up faction in Warhammer 40k that is the Adeptus Mechanicus. They my bot boys. They are the scrungly wungly, wired up, rebreathing sons of bitches, and I love them. And in Darktide, in Warhammer 40k Darktide, they delivered the greatest fan service ever known to mankind, and that is playable Skitari troops with voice changers that you can modulate. And they sound so good, and they sound so good, and they sound so good. Oh my god. Oh, it's so good. So for Darktide is a Left 4 Dead 2 kind of game. It's a FPS set in the Warhammer 4K universe. They released the Skitarii, the Adeptus Mechanicus Skitarii troops, frontline troops for them, as playable characters. The weapons are beautiful. They're plasma-based, they're electricity-based, they are junk, they are kit-bashed junk, and I love every bit of them. The character voices are amazing. You can modulate them to sound more or less human, but they're always going to have a robot voice filter over them. I love it. They have insane gameplay. They have a skill forest, not a tree, a forest that you can go any which way through. Right now, my build is focused on clawing people's eyes out with my big robot hand and sending out skulls to shoot lasers at them and heal teammates. Also burn everybody alive in a radius. The fact that I can say that and all of it be true. I love Darktide. I love Darktide. I don't have enough opportunities or time to play it, but I'm gonna be playing it tomorrow with Anna, Anna, Raptor, and Michael. I'm gonna be playing it with them tomorrow. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited that y'all get to see my excitement on stream finally. I'll be back in case something happens. Gotcha. Okay, so okay, that makes sense. But God, I have 3 Servitor skulls flying around me at all times. My character hates everything around him. I hear the ping of my Gauss rifle, and I feel happy. Now, if only I could aim. I don't know what happened in this patch. Maybe I just didn't bother fixing it, but I could not aim for shit, and I found out my aim sensitivity was skyrocketing. I didn't know how, but my aim sense was so bad I could make it to the end of my right of my mouse pad and rotate 3 times. I don't know how, but I have been playing with an ultra high sensitivity, and it makes sense. It makes a little sense, because my love before the Skitarii dropped was the Zealot, who is also amazing and insane in his own right, and the reason I actually dropped money on that game. There were in-game cosmetics that you can buy with real money, and I dropped money just to buy it and put a robot filter over the Zealot's voice. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Let's see. That was one day. That was 2 days of my vacation. The other days of my vacation were spent, thought it was the cool jacket. No. I bought like a Wasteland Warrior kind of skin for my Zealot. Oh, we got 5 minutes. Break it at 5 minutes. Okay. What can I talk about in 5 minutes? I guess I could talk about this. During Vlympia, I got hella addicted to watching Star Wars 3D animateds, and I went through most of Rebels, all of Maul, Shadow Lord. I finished Bad Batch. Yes, I finished Bad Batch. That's right. And they're all good. They're all good friggin' sci-fi thrillers. I got not much to say about them because that's spoilers, but I also watched a fair bit of anime because I lost access to the Disney Plus account. I have to talk with my sibling about that soon. And I watched Kami-sama Kiss on a whim because it kept appearing in Hulu recommendeds, and I've heard that name thrown around a lot. I'll be honest, I was not the target demographic for that. No siree. But I do love me a anime that questions love between 2 different lifespans. It was really good. It was really interesting. But my favorite is still Death Note, because that is the one anime I know that does not have random anime bullshit. It has very clear, defined rules about how the world works. And to my knowledge, I don't recall it ever breaking them. And that was part of the thrill. That was part of the thrill of that series. Finishing it, though, was a chore. Finishing it was a really tough chore. Other than that, I know a physical magic deck. Thank you, B. I don't know if I talked about that earlier. And I got to play it against Doug in Untapped Magic. I got to play my TMNT deck against Doug. Not physically, not the physical one. But, yeah, that. And I won. I somehow won with a rainbow deck twice. Well, okay, once. I won once with my TMNT deck, and I won once with an undead commander deck. To be fair, Doug had a really bad draw both times, and was playing kind of a modified commander deck, where he had different strategy, based around different commanders. Technically it wouldn't have been legal, but we were just playing for fun, so we didn't care. But it was a good time. It was a good time. It was a great use of, like, what was it, 3 hours, I think? 3 hours for a commander game. Both commander games. It's a good time. It's a good time. We had a chill chat about movies in between turns. God, I need to watch more movies, man. Let me get some water real quick. There's a whole lot of great movies I'm seeing. Like, The Invite seems like a really intriguing one. The way it's shot is so flat, and the actors in it, they're playing a comedy straight, and I really like that because comedians are really underappreciated actors who can tap into their emotions better than the greatest method actor sometimes. But it's not been a lot of time to go see movies, especially not in theaters or in my own room. Like, I watch TV series because I have downtime while I'm eating. When we watching horror movies, that's a great question. Confetti, by the way, Confetti the Clown, my boss during Vlympia, has threatened to steal us all away for a horror movie night. Oh my god, that reminds me that I saw a trailer for the new Evil Dead movie. That looks crazy. I did not expect a Evil Dead, in-universe Evil Dead movie away from Ash Williams. God, I hope Brucey doesn't suffer. I did not expect an Evil Dead movie to come around like that. Kanebyo was in my faction, threatened to watch anime with her. Yeah, there's a whole lot of shit I've missed out on, being as busy as I am. But I have had time to read. I actually finally got... Okay, do I want to talk about this while there's ads going on? No, I'm gonna chit chat about useless shit real quick. Yeah. Was there anything? Oh yeah, man. There's just a fucking bunch of movies I wish I had gotten to see. What was it? There was that one crazy ass looking action movie starring Leonardo DiCaprio that I missed out on. Yeah, exactly, Faithful, exactly. I'm just a games person. And as in a games person, as in, I can appreciate a movie, whether or not I have time to play a movie, to watch a movie. Yeah, it feels different. It feels a bit different. Like, I kind of have visual novels for that, don't I? In a way, yeah. But at the same time, I used to really appreciate movies. A lot. Like, when it comes to movies... Okay, B, hold on now. hold on. I'm gonna actually talk about that a little bit later. But when it comes to movies, I do really appreciate them. Like, I've seen a lot of old monster horror, like Universal Monster Classics, thanks to Svengoolie and my dad's enjoyment of TV like that. Oh yeah, you and Cake would have a lot to talk about. He's an SFX nerd and an active SFX editor. He does a lot of his own shit on his videos. Like the most recent one, what was it? I posted it in promo posting. What was it called? It is called... Goodness. Wasn't it in promo post? No, I shared it in multimedia sharing. Into the Fire, yeah. Cake is a 3D animator, a VFX specialist, a sound designer, and a filmmaker. And because of that, I don't think he can appreciate movies anymore, but I still do. Or rather, he doesn't appreciate it as a spectacle. Rather, he appreciates it as a like a oh, I see what you did there. Like he understands the intricacies of it. And that's why he loved Grogu, Mandalorian and Grogu so much, because they used so many. That's why I loved it, because they used so many outdated and time-consuming effects, like animatronics, puppetry, etc. It's such a good film. Yeah, he does appreciate it too. He has not gone to see a whole lot of movies, and neither have I for that matter. I did used to greatly appreciate movies a lot when I had an art house theater. Like, they had some unknown movies, like, was it Three Billboards in Ebbing, Missouri was a sleeper hit, if I recall correctly, and then it got an Academy Award. I saw First Reformed there in that theater. That was a crazy one, starring Ethan Hawke. Blaze was a great biopic about a guitarist, a country singer who lived in a commune. I took classes for it, and now I see everything, which is why I like gaming so much, because it's still just magic to me. Like, the middleman is wahoo jumping in my TV for real. Yeah, I feel that. But I still appreciate movies that feel good cinematography-wise. Because I can feel when a cinematography hits just right. I can definitely feel when the angles hit right. I can't explain it, but I can definitely know when it feels just right. When it looks like a painting. And I appreciate more the acting and character writing. And this is something I don't think enough people understand when it comes to their favorite voice actors, is they are not the character. They are the grand interpreter. They are the person who disappears into the character to bring him into life. Think of actors like skeletons. They are sturdy, they are capable, but they are useless without muscle through the writers. Muscle, skin, and clothing that define them. And what makes a great actor is their ability to disappear into their character. Like, this is why Gary Oldman won an award for playing Winston Churchill. Because when he played Winston Churchill, he wasn't there in the slightest. He was never there when he was on camera. Winston Churchill came back to life. And my personal favorite actor is Gene Wilder, because the man has a stone face, yet so expressive, so loud, so in tune with every emotion that he thinks the people need to feel, and his timing is precise, damn it. So I appreciate actors, but I also appreciate writers who are behind them. It's always fun seeing it. Exactly. I was a fan of giving a look behind the scenes to find actors fucking with the crew. That's one other thing. Actors have to have a lot of charisma, and oh my god. Yeah, it's Gene, like, I've talked about this before. My Mount Rushmore, I think it was like, you pick your top 4 or 5. Robin Williams, Gene Wilder, Martin Scorsese, because he's just a fucking legend, although he's gotten into the A-shy shit. Do I want to put Robert De Niro on there? I don't know. He's a good actor, though. He's a fucking phenomenal actor. And a voice of a generation. Yeah, probably Robert De Niro. But it's almost all comedians. Oh, Jerry what was I... Yeah, is it Jerry Lewis? No, not Jerry Lewis. Is it Jerry Lewis? I forget. I don't think it's Jerry Lewis, unless I'm mistaken. No, that's old. That's the old man. Who am I thinking of? Played by... Could you please tell me who he's played by? Stop with all the cool, amazing... Jim fucking Carrey. There we go. Not Jerry Lewis, Jim Carrey. I got the two mixed up for some reason. Those are all treasures of humanity, some that we lost. But I'm just talking about the actors I respect the most. Ryan Reynolds definitely goes in there somewhere. But they're all comedians. They're all people who are in tune with how to make people laugh. And how to just accentuate every single scene. Fantastic individuals, a lot of them. Anyway, yeah, a stretch break, fair enough. Like the D&D movie. The wizard with throwing gestures, however, he felt like to throw to the VA department for then to work on. Oh, now that's smart acting, yes. That's smart acting. You need smart actors to understand the material, for sure. For sure. Yeah. I want to see an all... Okay, I know they would say no, but I would love to see an all-comedian dramatic movie. The reason a comedian would not say yes to that is because the reason a comedian is so in tune with, that kind of emotion is usually because their love of comedy stems from a life of tragedy. And, you know, it comes from a world where you had to make yourself laugh. In some cases. For some of them. Not all of them. For some of them. All that love of comedy, all that love of making people laugh, stems from a need to make people laugh. You feel me? Anyway, that's kind of a depressing note. So, let's see. What else did I have to talk about? Yes, I do actually have to say, speaking of staycation, I was weak. I was weak during this week. Not just because of it was post Vlympia, but weak in the way that my wallet just magically moved from my pocket to my hand, and I lost a couple of dollars. I picked up, after it was released finally, NBA The Run. I may stream that, maybe not. I picked up Fatal Fury City of the Wolves 10 minutes before the sales ended, because $10 for an amazing fighting game is too good to pass up. And then Doug immediately bankrolled me the fucking season passes. Why? I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I get to play a lot of fun characters, and season 3 is on the frickin' way. My god. I still have to figure out how that game works. Target combos are really fun to pull off. I need to figure out how extended combos work. And then Tony whipped around and bought me Sonic Racing Crossworlds. And B introduced me to a series I never thought I'd expect to see, and that was an I Spy kind of game known as Dark Parables. And it looks fun. It looks fun. I watched the Game Grumps play a lot of I Spy kind of games in the past. And this one is based around what was it? Was it Sleeping Beauty, you said? And maybe I'll check it out on stream. Maybe I'll check it out off stream. Honestly, it seems like a chill kind of game. And that kind of brings me Briar Rose, yes. It kind of brings me to a point I want to make about streams moving forward. So, I'm kind of drowning, guys. I'm drowning under everybody's insistence on being generous towards the Bone Man, to the point where I have so many stream debts because y'all find me crazy games and say, poor Ricky. Not poor Ricky. Just surrounded by a lot of lovely people, Ricky. And I know there's no obligation for me to play those. Death by a Thousand Kindnesses. That's what that's definitely a great way to put it. But no, I like to play those games. I like to stream those games. I want to stream those games because y'all gave them to me. That's why I am going to give myself a little bit of a breather and nail down Fridays as my wildcard day. There will never be a series on a Friday. It's going to be whatever the fuck I want it to be. I don't care if y'all are gonna watch it, but I want to play it. Starting with this weekend, which is why it's a fighting game. Blaze Blue Central Fiction. Not only just because it was at EVO and had a brand new character. Yeah, that's another thing. Oh my god. I have a dilemma, by the way, regarding that. But yeah, Fridays, I'm going to try and make it fuck around and find out Fridays. Name not standing. Not staying there. But I'm just going to play whatever the heck I want to play that day. And one of those Fridays, I'm going to do a bunch of friggin' Steam demos. I found a bunch of stuff I really want to see in the future. Not gonna less than 2 hours. Sick! Okay. That's exactly what I was hoping for. It'd be like a 3-hour event. And speaking of, I'm still due for another episode of Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. Another 4-hour stream of one part. Okay, maybe not. I don't know. Not every case so far has been able to be solved in 4 hours. But I still need to finish that series, and because my time is coming to an end as a skeleton, I kind of want to play Undertale. Finally. You know, before I can no longer be accused as Sans Papyrus. But that's a long-ass game, and I only want to do pacifist route. 1 hour 40 minutes-ish. I don't know. I would have to like put a series on pause, and everything right now should be continuous. Yeah, Faithful. So long story short, I announced a while ago that I would be jumping in the Fleshback Gundam and having a soft character rebrand. No name change. I'm still gonna be Ricky T. Bones. I call him Ricky T. Boneless behind the scenes. Rickety Flesh is also applicable, but that kind of sounds really weird, and I won't go into why. But yeah, I will be donning the human armor, the human leather armor, and having oculars, which is a weird thing to think about. I just need to do a lot behind the scenes to make sure I can actually debut it properly. The rebrand is set for mid-August, but based on everything I've been up to in the background, like I just started on some things today. I may have to push it back to September, like to my streamiversary instead. Pacifist, if I recall correctly, is about an 8 to 10 hour run for Undertale. I see. 8 to 10 hour. With my lack of skill, could potentially be 10 to 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. At longest, 6 parts. Only 6, okay. Maybe if I end up pushing it to September, maybe, just maybe, I could actually get it done. Food for thought, but yeah, but I've already talked to people about this. The new look is not custom made like this one is. The new look is a standardized model with a bunch of customization options, so it's mostly going to be a stepping stone in a different direction for Ricky, for myself. And much as I love being a skeleton, there's been some things that it's been holding me back from doing. So, potato. I love being a skeleton, but there's some things I feel hold me back about it. Yeah, like having no eyes is a bit of a bummer when it comes to clips. But I've talked about this in the past. Man, is there anything? Oh, that's right. I almost forgot. So, back what we were talking about before I got sidetracked by the advertisements. I finally got my local library card. I paid a visit to my local library and renewed my library card. Damn thing has been expired for several years now. No, I dealt with No Face for like 3 years. 3 years, a trash can. A sentient talking trash can. Man. Still charmer though, I'm sure. Like me having spent, what, a year as a pixelated skeleton? That was fun though. I actually got I went so stupidly hard on it that during Mega Man X, I actually gave myself palette swaps every time I changed weapons. It was really cool, actually. But that was as Cupo Joe way back when. Anyway, so I got myself a library card. Finally paid a visits to my local library. Only one. Good God. Terrifying, but I get it. I get it. There's a lot more story in the pacifist arc. The pacifist path. And I was amazed what I found there. I posted about this on Blue Sky, which, by the way, I will talk about that in a second. I need to do that. My little library in my city near me has been open for several months. But I could not believe what I found there. I found, and I did not check out, and I'm kind of kicking myself for not doing it because there was some cool stuff in the back. I found a Dark Souls art book. Dark Souls. You know, FromSoft, those guys who would have sold those at like a nerd shop, that was in the library. That was in the library system. And I didn't pick it up, but I did look through it. And oh my God. Oh, the memories. Oh, the wonderful memories. Anor Londo looked exactly as I experienced it in the concept art. And the dark set looked so fucking cool. You can even see under the shawl in the concept book. Oh my god, I wish I picked it up, but I was there for a reason. But I picked up a couple of books on my way in. The new library card is pretty nifty too. But what I picked up from there was not that book, sadly, but I picked up a Dia de los Muertos reference book. It was like a visual guide explaining all the iconography. Like, I looked through it a little bit and then explained, like, La Catrina, I think it was described like an ugly woman trying to make herself look pretty and appealing to everybody. I found it had an entry about Mexican ways to say somebody bought it. And it was like, one of them was he hung up his tennies. He went down under. He's wearing the wooden suit. God, so macabre. I loved it. And I gotta read that later, but I did finish the one thing I was looking for there. There was a highly recommended book. Second one I've read that's highly recommended from somebody. It was Chalice by Robin McKinley. It was... okay. Wooden suit sounds interesting. I know, yeah. That's a great way to describe a coffin. Yeah. That was a crazy good read. It was a bit slow to start. It's a one-off book, so it did a lot of work to explain the scenario and how important the chalice is as not only a object, but also as a position. And when I can't talk about it because it'd be spoilers. You should definitely go read it. It's a fantastic fantasy book. But when I got to part 2, when I got past part 2 and through part 3, and I got to part 3, I got through part 3, and I was like, oh god, okay. This was exhausting mentally. I feel like so emotionally distraught having read through all of part 3. I'm on the edge of my seat, but I need to go to bed. This was last night, by the way. And then part 4 starts, and they're like, by the way, the shit that happened that we were foreshadowing that would happen, brother, look me in the eye, because I gotta tell you, it happened. Gotta go, because I didn't realize how late it was. Good to see everybody. No worries, Captain Faithful. You rest up easy. Good morning, technically, to you. Almost morning, I'm sure. Sleep well, Captain Faithful. Thank you for very, very much for stopping on by the return stream. I appreciate you. And one day, the skeletons will band together again for another episode of How Good Can Overwatch Matchmaking Be? Good night, good night, good night. But, yeah. Whoa, a talking skeleton. Whoa, a mad finger. How do you do? Name's Ricky T. Bones. Pleasure to meet you. We've just been yapping for, 2.5 hours now. 3? Okay, no, 2.5 hours. Just yapping about here and there. Right now we're talking about books we enjoyed. And I read one last night, and it was gripping. It wouldn't let me go to sleep until like 3 in the morning because I got through half the book, and then it dropped an anvil on me and said, you need to finish this. And I did. And I have no regrets. Chalice was a great read. And it's a favorite of somebody's. It's a favorite, not a... Oh, okay, I'll be truthful here. It's not a friend of mine. I read in order Piranesi and Chalice because anytime the Orion twins talk about like books on stream, they always recommend them. I hear them again and again and again. Chalice and Piranesi, Chalice and Piranesi, Chalice and Piranesi. And so I decided to read Piranesi, and goddamn, that was great. So I was like, okay, I think I'm dealing with some people who understand what makes a good book here. So I go ahead and decide, Vega, Vega's option sounds good. And it was fantastic. They're two very different books. Very good for very different reasons. And, they're just, jeez. I don't normally run into people who read books. Gulag Archipelago, but then my government might arrest me for it. Yeah, banned books are also a fun one to read, ain't they? But it got me thinking, like, do I have a favorite book? And I had to look at my library, my little library I have off to my left there, in the office. And I only found one that I actually bought the entire series of. And it's Artemis Fowl. Artemis Fowl is a weird kind of book. It's a series, and it starts off crazy, but it's a weird world where it is modern day fantasy. You have elves, you have dwarves, you have goblins, you have ne'er-do-wells, you have magic, and you have modern technology of Sig Sauers loaded with heavy full metal jackets, phones, and just a mixture of fantasy and modern day storytelling. And the entire first book does not move. It is one of the few books I've read where the entire thing takes place in one location, relatively speaking. It's a hostage situation. One fat book takes place in one location, and it's so crazy. It plays so much with actual realities, characters being realistic. Mythical creatures living in the city, yeah. Fable comic series. I didn't know that Fable had a comic series. Or it could be a different Fable. But no, yeah, Artemis Fowl is definitely a series worth looking into. If you want a digestible version of it, there is actually called that a Greek tragedy. There is actually a graphic novel, an illustrated comic book-esque version of it. That's okay. It's an okay retelling of it, honestly. Like, having to cut out most of the descriptors is understandable. It does bring down the length of the story substantially. But I would highly suggest reading the book yourself, because the imagination, oh man, like, Eoin Colfer managed to describe what it's like to be a dwarf tunneling through the ground. Now, mind you, Eoin Colfer's idea of a dwarf is not your kind of idea of a dwarf. His dwarves... Oh god, how do I put this without being gross about it? Let's just say it is a Greek tragedy. Okay, that is a good way to describe it. Billy's gonna have a good laugh at this. The art of the dwarf digging in Eoin Colfer's universe is that they unhinge their jaw, consume the dirt, undo their butt flap, and proceed through the dirt. Put two and two together as to how he gets through how he tunnels so easily. But yeah. It's not... Eoin Colfer is not afraid to play with weirdness like that. Yes, it's a very weird series. But I gotta have the full series purchased for some reason. Exactly, it just becomes a worm, yeah. Very wild stuff, yeah. It's good, like, he even treats wounds realistically. And, God, the crazy ways he avoids killing characters. So good. So crazy, like, everybody in that series feels frail. and you feel so grounded in reality. And at the same time, it's surrounded by fantastical elements. It's such a good read. Such a good read. It's all action, too. But yeah. I really need... I mean, do you have to ask? Of course. We would feed you the finest dirt in all the land. Feed you the finest lettuce. Never throw you into the lake. Pretty much anything by Lovecraft is a good read, if you haven't checked him out. Indescriptively non-descriptive, so your mind fills the gaps. Good stuff. Yes, yes. I actually read... Did I read that poem during our Halloween event? All Tomorrows? Ooh, okay, no. All Tomorrows. Ooh. A billion-year chronicle of the myriad species. Ooh. Oh, God, this looks crazy already. I'm gonna write that down. All Tomorrows. That's a good one. I challenged myself a while back. To read 100 books in 2026. Unfortunately, I've only gotten to 4 because I've been so busy trying to fall asleep and wake up for the next day. That looks crazy. But I don't normally read at night because I know, just like I said with Chalice, I know 100 is a lot, but I'm a speed reader. So 100 to me is like, well, if it's like 200 pages, that sounds like, if it's at least 200 pages, that for me takes an evening. Maybe 4 hours. Because I can imagine and read that fast. It like when I open a book and I start reading it, it plays out like a movie for me in real time. Like, I see the text and then it just pops into my head beautifully. I love it. But I don't have a lot of time to read 100 books. So I need to make time to read 100 books. And if I make time to read 100 books, I don't sleep, it seems. But yeah, I've read one Lovecraft story before, and it is a gut punch, yes. You're right, you're absolutely right. It's a it's greatly descriptive, yet leaves out all the key details that keep you wondering. It's good stuff. It's really good stuff. Okay. I miss reading, but I also enjoy sleeping. That is exactly the problem I have. Hungry Caterpillar 100 times. New meta. Yeah, I've told myself I don't get to read books that are just pictures. Like I read a comic book, a TMNT comic book collection a while back, and I did not count that one. It has to be nothing but text or text with a couple of incidental illustrations. Like, Encyclopedia Brown is technically a cheat because it's only like 70 pages and several mysteries. But it's still a book because it has words and incidental illustrations. So there are ways I can get through it. I've got an entire, like I told y'all, Mama Bones has been picking up Nancy Drew books and Hardy Boys books for me to read again. Because they're really cheap wherever she goes searching. And she gives them to me, and I just put them in my library, and I'm going to read them soon. But my next read is going to be probably the Dia de los Muertos book, and also the last book I checked out at my local library, which, by the way, folks, go to your local library. You might not expect greatness there, but you're going to find a lot of good stuff to enjoy. I found a third book that was about fashion, and y'all know me. Y'all know I used to be a suit salesman. I understand a little bit about fashion. Trends? Not really. I personally don't like trendy clothing because I got told in my research that trends are a great way to lose money. Like, they change so often, they change so quickly, that by 1 year's turn, you will have gone through 7 trends and 7 wardrobes. That's a great way to lose all your cash. So instead, my research told me, do not follow trends. Become the trend. Become what suits you best. Because everybody has a different form, therefore everybody has different needs when it comes to their clothing. Exactly. Yeah, they come and go so fast you can't keep up with them without going bankrupt. Obviously, you've got to wear what you need for your environment. Like, I wouldn't say wear shorts and sandals to a business meeting, although if you're baller like that, clearly you own the joint. But I do know a bit about faux pas, what's good and what's not good, and about color matching and theming. And that's why I designed my own suit. Because I understood after working in a suit shop what people like on a mannequin. And boy howdy did my mannequins sell out quick. My preferred fit would include a corset. I mean, exactly. Some people can rock that, some people cannot rock that, but what matters is it makes you confident at the end. Technically, Dahlia's visage already rocks a corset, so you know. But yeah, I want to read that book because I want to see how much I actually know. I always hear about people enjoying good clothing and fine trends, and I look around me, and I gotta admit, hermano, I don't think anybody around me knows how to dress. I am an outlier amidst people who don't understand the meaning of the word, don't just wear what you washed yesterday. The people in my area, the skeletons, they just wear a t-shirt, a polo with a athletic logo on it, and shorts. That's it. They just wear whatever the fuck they like. They even wear like... Yeah, exactly. But they just like... God, I've even seen some of them like casually wear those bright yellow highlight, like construction shirts you could get from Lariat or whatever have you. Especially Lariat goods are popular around here. I don't get it, man. Like it. People around here just wear. I don't know. They wear whatever's comfy, and you know, in the summer heat, that is all you can really wear. But, like, not many people understand what it means to wear what fits you best. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, and then there's a stigmatism of them being pulled too tight in historical dramas, but that's not always the case. Is there anything else? Okay. Yeah, yeah, that's another big trend around where I'm at, is people wearing all black. And that's a choice, obviously. Like, goths, the standard is all black. But I mean, like, people wearing all black to avoid worrying about their outlines. Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, go crazy on it with swapping the labels. I've told you guys before. One time when I was working at my department store job, we call it JC Mallards for those who don't know. When I was working at my department store job, I actually had a girl walk up to me and say, "So, I got a question. Where can I find the men's Levi's section? Because, bro, I love having pockets." Like, a girl literally walked up to me and said, I need the men's clothing because the women's clothing is too tight. I don't like it. I want something that's actually gonna let me breathe and let me have pockets. And I immediately directed her and just said Godspeed. Because I've seen the iconography. I've seen them things. It's not, it feels 80% of the time it just looks constricting. I hate tight clothing. I hate tight clothing so much. Like, I understand it. I think I understand it. I don't personally like it, but the trick behind, I've talked about this before too. I'll touch on this and then we should probably wrap up a bit. Tight clothing is intended to make your physique shine. And that has been the truth for a long time. It used to be popular with both men and women, because back in the day, tights were a thing. Tights were a thing that both genders could wear. Long wear, street wear, festival, and formal. That's exactly what everybody says. Yeah, it's out on the town, out on a date, out in the wild, I think it is. I don't know. Yeah. It is asking you to let your physique talk for you. And it's really all that women have as a choice. All that they have as a choice. And like I saw all the Levi's. Yeah. And I mean, like I said, some people enjoy having something that feels firm and close to their body, that moves with them, not against them. Like, my brother prefers tighter clothing than I do, and I prefer looser clothing than he does, but not like immense. I still don't like wearing insanely baggy stuff, but some people do. I prefer a fit that is just right. And that is what most of my clothing is. Though I do have some outliers, like, because of the summer heat, I still gotta wear something that's a little looser. Anyway. Sorry. When people talk to me about fashion, it immediately sends me back to all the shit I saw at JC Mallard's that people were doing. Like I said, guys, they have, around where I live, they have 3 fashion senses. It is either, yo bro, I picked up these skinny jeans and a polo and now I'm gonna go out into town with my white sneakers and my shades I paid too much for. Then there's the, I don't really like wearing clothes, but this was clean so I'm gonna wear it, aka the guys who wear joggers, sneakers, and a t-shirt that usually has a sports brand on it, or a designer tee. And then the third kind are the working class looking fellas. They're wearing lariats, they're wearing jeans, they got their work boots on, they got their flannels. They're rocking like they're on the clock at all times. And they don't care much about anything else. Like, that is probably their wardrobe for every day and work. So not many people around me are like fashion focused. Exactly. White sneakers are a travesty. Like, I keep seeing Coach ads for their all-white leather sneaker, and I'm just like, brother, you've given me a canvas for birds to shit on. For $200 probably. Yippee. I dislike the white sneaker trend. I get it. It's a power play. It's just like owning a white car. It's like owning anything white. You're daring the world to smudge it. And unfortunately, a lot of times I do. So I prefer to wear colors as much as I can. White is the right choice for formal events, obviously. Like my white shirt right here. My white bones. I'm always formal. But oh Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. I've talked about this story before, but I will recount it again. The Supreme shirts. My god, the Supreme shirts. I was working one day in the shop, and a man and his big friend came around. Dude was about like maybe 3 inches taller than me. And I will definitely look at that wonton. He had the most wrinkled Supreme shirt I have ever seen. Man looked like he went through the tumble dry and crisped it along with his shirt. I was so disappointed to see that, because that means that shirt has been on there for 3 days. And I was just like, please don't make me measure you. That was my internal dialogue right there. Please don't make me measure you. And I think I only had to measure his friend. Loungewear, I think I have pretty down. A cardigan and long lounge pants. Streetwear, pockets. All the pockets. I have the boots I would wear with this. And the pants I'd wear, I just need a good jacket to go with it. You know he's jacked in that shirt. I don't know, I think the gentleman seemed a bit rotund, if I recall correctly. Oh god, wait, no, I read that wrong. You know what, probably? Disgusting as it sounds, yeah, probably. But it's just like, yeah, no, guys. Let me be the first one to tell you, if you have not heard it already. A t-shirt is good for 1 day. And 1 day only. If you sleep in it, if you go to bed in it, that shit has creases in it. It is cotton. It is cotton that has been through 1 dryer cycle, and it's not good for another day. It's got you all over it after 1 night of sleep, and you've rolled around in it like a goddamn gator. Swap shirts after each day, fellas. And ladies. Swap t-shirts after 1 day. And undershirts if you wear them. And any shirts for that matter. If it's in contact with your skin, you're leaving your crud all over it. Like, I don't wear dress shirts more than once per time. It goes into the washer right after any formal event. They do, that's true, that's true. Oh god, I'm getting rambly about fashion again. Oy, 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 oy. But yes. Remember that everything I say is subjective. I'll just reiterate. Everything I say is subjective when it comes to the point of fashion. Everybody's idea of fashion is different. And in my personal opinion, fashion is what makes you comfortable in your own skin. That's especially true for me, as IRL, I feel very self-conscious around people. I've said this before, I got an intimidating look. I think people avoid me because I look like that. And so I try to I always wear a jacket because I want to hide in it. Comfortable in my own bones, yes, exactly. So I always hide behind my expression through my clothing. When I had no expression behind my clothing, I just kind of hid behind people. I think I used to hide behind mama bones as a kid a lot, because I was very shy. Now, I go around with my personality on my sleeves, quite literally. I mean, that's a stylish look in itself for sure. The heat, by the way, the heat has been detrimental to everybody. I'm sure, like, I remember, like, polyester is the heat death of the universe. It will kill you if you wear it during a heat wave. So always look for cotton if you got the time. Always look for cotton. Even though in the world right now, like, I hear people are dealing with 41 degrees Celsius in Europe. That's terrible. That's terrible. That's a sign of the times, and I hate every second of it. Anyway, we have been talking for 3 hours, and I've shared a lot more than I thought I would tonight. But like I said, when it all comes down to it, fashion is subjective. Whatever you want to feel like is what you should be wearing for. And I think personally, oh, good choice. Wool is surprisingly breathable. Not everybody thinks that because they think about wool blankets. But when it's finely woven, when it's well openly weaved, it can be very breathable. People seek out wool socks because they work better than polycotton ones. But this is my own personal opinion, but I believe that you do not have to spend a lot of money to find a good look. Instead, look for looks that appeal to you on your body. Try out things you wouldn't expect. And wool is not great for those with sensitive skin. But yeah, look for stuff that makes you happy. And you'll feel like you made a good purchase. But you gotta see it on yourself. You gotta see it on yourself in the mirror. You gotta make sure you can pull it off. Like I know what is it? In Japan, jirake is a very popular fashion sense, but it caters to a certain body type. It caters to a very certain body type. And one that requires you to be very, if I understand it correctly, a bit bold with your body. A little bit. So, that's why I don't like trends. Is because you can research it all you like. You can find a number of trends. But at the end of the day, the people I see, like especially in that book I checked out, the girls I see, because it's a lady wrote the book. And the models I see in there are just all the same body type. Like thin, wiry, you know, the perfect visual that you want to be. But I'm not any of that. And not a lot of people are, you know. Some people have bodies that they think will never work. Exactly. Yes. Some people are just too round in certain areas. And some people are just born that way. So that is why I tell everybody, do not trust what you see on the screen. Do not trust that guy who is ripped under his very tight top. Or the lady who has the perfect hourglass figure. You need to see it on yourself. Could I please have my snoozes back, Twitch? Okay. We are going to have to cut it off here because Twitch is threatening to... Oh, thank goodness. You have access to the snoozes. Okay. Yeah, exactly. It is not your fault, no. Genetics affects everybody differently. But we gotta get going. It's a return stream, so I'm not gonna raid anybody. Maybe next time though. But I do want to get through our thanks for this evening's donors and for the fantastic individuals who gave us a great raid. So going to go ahead and find. Okay, done. Going ahead and go through our list real quick. Okay. Okay, that should be everything. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about our fantastic individuals of the stream. We got, let's see, 20 days ago, 17, 14, 3 hours ago. A big ups to Thank you, Madfinger. I'm glad you took a chance on me and found you were pleasantly surprised. We got plenty more streams coming up later this week. They are gaming streams. Occasionally we'll do these just chatting streams, but if you like the vibe, thank you for subscribing, and I hope you enjoy what comes next. So, let's talk about our cool people today. A big ups to fucking TboniDraws for resubscribing for 5 months. Thank you, thank you. A hype train started. Alexian dropped a resubscription for 6 months. Thank you, thank you. Dahlia Inkart gave out a gift sub. And another gift sub shortly after. Doug resubscribed for 6 months. Thank you, thank you. 6 months. Oh my god. And another hype train was achieved, level 1. Then Doug dropped 5 gift subs. Hello, Forrest! We're just going through our end of the stream thanks. How you doing, Forrest? How you doing, little guy? I'll just get through this real quick. Thank you, Doug. Thank you for the 5 gift subs, Doug. A hype train level 2 was reached. 55 stream streak from HoneyBee. Doug gifted a tier 1 sub to Billy. Hype train level 3 kicked off. Doug was on a 3 stream streak. Hype train completed at 4. Thank you very much for the level 4 hype train on return. Caught a cold, but I'm getting better. Oh no, Forrest. Oh no. Yeah, like Dahlia says, lots of fluids, lots of rests. So take all the time you need to take care of yourself. And good evening if you just woke up. We're wrapping up here, but it's nice to see you, buddy. It's nice to be back streaming again. Alright, where was I? Level 4 hype train was completed. HoneyBee resubscribed for 1 month at tier 1. 6 months in the books. Thank you very much. And then Night Wolfie VT rated us with a party of 52 friggin' viewers. Thank you again so much, Wolfie, for trusting me with your folks. Sleeping soundly right now, I'm sure. And then Accursed Wolfie cheered. 6 bits, followed by 7 bits. You may applaud now. Thank you, Wolfie, for never letting the meme die like it should. And then Wonton bringing it back with a 3 stream streak. Thank you very much for stopping by and keeping it alive. Outlaw resubscribed for 6 months, tier 1, for a 3-month anniversary. Thank you so much, Outlaw. Oh my god. And TboniDraws cheered 45 bits. Thank you very much, Tony. Okay, one more snooze for the night. So yes, a fantastic return. I've had to touch on a lot of good stuff. Good typo indeed. Nice. Oh man. It's been a wonderful return stream, y'all. Y'all made me feel so welcome. There's always a lingering fear in the back of my mind that I'm not interesting enough to do these just chatting streams, but y'all prove me dead wrong every time. Ricky, have you played Blueprints? No, but I want to. I know the aspect of it. It's like a it's a procedurally generated puzzle game where you explore a house that is ever changing and try to understand and map it out. Yeah. Oh god, there it is. Thank you, Hex, for ruining all of our Twitch streams with that. I'm kidding, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Some of the puzzles are hard, but not as hard as some puzzle games. Yeah. I need to... if I put that one on my wish list, I should double check. Yeah. And you missed it. We were talking about how I have a library of Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys books to get through. And HoneyBee gifted me an I Spy game. Have you heard of the Dark Parables? Blueprints. It is on my wish list. Okay, just had to make sure. Yeah. B bought me one of those games. Yeah. Dark... What was it? Dark Briar, I think? Based on Sleeping Beauty. But yeah. I still owe you a Nancy Drew game at some point. I really need... I'm gonna have a backlog of collabs at this point. Oh dear. I have a lot of cool people I know. Well, if you do get one planned after you finally recover, you have till November for that. Okay. Okay, good. Good. I'll sharpen my mental wit before then. Oh my god. Last tangent before we end for the night. I have been playing Connections. I watched NL play so many times, and I casually put it on my phone and try to solve it. I've only solved... I think I've only solved one fully, with a couple of missteps. But they're good, man. They're good. Connections, for those who don't know, it's a dull. It's a, like, Wordle or Scrandle, where it's a small little game run by the New York Times, where you have to make connections with a grid of 4x4 subjects. And you can range from obtuse connections to simple connections, and you have to figure out what any of them correlate with each other. And there were a lot of red herrings in it. Yeah, that one where NL basically goes into his mind panel, is like, fish on a stick, fish in a river. Mnemonics for Mars! Mnemonics for the planets! I gotta send you this website I sent Billy. Ooh. Is it just the Doles library? I don't think I would have time to go through all of that. Gotta get early. Good night, everybody. Yes, thank you for reminding me. I do need to end stream now. But it's been lovely seeing y'all. Come for the, let me see. What is the sites? Thank you, Forrest, for DMing me. Thomas... Oh my god! Okay, remember what I said about connections? Anyway, good night, Flash. Have a good night. I'll end the stream very soon. So, I described connections. It's 4x4. This is 45. 45 groups. Oh, 45. Oh my god. Yeah, I can see you being very happy with this outcome, Forrest. This looks like a you game, alright. Well, on that bombshell, for 2025. We do got one last thing, and it's a Tocon beta. I'm so looking forward to it at the end of the month, but I have to get going. I have a collab tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central, so you will have to tune in to Anna Delna, youtube.com/@Anna Delna, if you want to tune in to me, Raptor, and Spadacoy, aka Michael, going through Darktide with her. So, until tomorrow, folks, we are playing Darktide, Warhammer 40k Darktide. You're gonna see me being an absolute fucking nerd about being a Skitarii, baby. So yeah, if you enjoy the grim dark universe, best tune in tomorrow. I think it will be Anna streaming her POV, plus maybe Raptor, but I don't count on it. I don't remember if he said he could actually handle streaming that game. But Anna should be able to stream it. So until tomorrow, let me just make sure that is a thing. Anna should have a reservation up. Or maybe not. Nope, not quite yet. But soon. Okay, well, until tomorrow, y'all. Hopefully, I will send you all the info I can, but Blue Sky locked me out. I have no idea if I'm going to be able to access it anytime soon because they got a stupid age verification thing up. Oh, it's gone. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Okay, cool. It's gone. US has not enacted that stupid law just yet. Fingers crossed it doesn't ever happen. But till next time, folks, take care. Be safe. Thank you so much for the warm welcome back. I wish y'all the best of luck with whatever you have to achieve. And wish me luck with my ambitions because they are very lofty for this rebrand. I have to do a lot of work. Dude's friends will have to follow me on Tumblr or something. Yeah, I know. I'm worried, but I hope the Senate actually does its fucking job and listens to its constituents that are bitching at them. Until next time, folks, take care, be safe, and as always, finally, we're starting this back up. We're starting this shit back up again. Memento vivere, memento mori, and enjoy writing your life story. Sweet dreams, everybody.